Alright, welcome back to Dino World entry number 18, the Dimetrodon. Make sure to like if you like and subscribe down below for more episodes. So of course the schedule as always, we're going to look at the Ark Survival Dinotrudon, we're going to look at tips and tricks for the Ark Survival Ascended Trudon, and potential add-ons for Ark Survival Ascended, then talk about a rework for the Dimetrodon for my new game, Dino World. Let's get into it. So of course as always, we look at the Dinotrudon from Ark Survival Ascended. It's obviously an animal and a reptile, so Kingdom Animalia, group Reptilian. Description as a sailed lizard, basically like a Spinosaurus crocodile. As you can see, traits usually targets fish and snakes instead of players, so it usually will not bother players that much. It is very easy to outrun, however, if it does target you, since it is slow, but not in the water, so be careful because it does have an increased swimming speed and a very high oxygen bar, so very easy to outrun, but please don't get in the water with it because it will catch up with you if you are trying to outswim it. So of course, a Dimetrodon stat block, health 350, stamina 300, oxygen 500. That's why you shouldn't try to outrun in the water, because it will be able to keep up with you in the water. Food 1500 each, weight 250, melee base 20, walking speed 1.1 meters per second, so very slow. However, swimming speed is 2.5, almost double swimming speed for meters per second, so please be careful when swimming. And of course, torpor is 750. So obviously some tips for the Dimetrodon. Obviously it is a mobile AC unit. It can act as a replacement for an AC, able to provide either warmth or cooling for an entire room of a base, so you can use it as a early game AC unit, or just use it as an AC unit if you don't want to build one and waste valuable resources on an AC unit. It also provides insulation. So if carried by an Argentavis, it can provide the rider, the Argentavis, and any other adjacent riders and dinos with insulation from either extreme heat or extreme cold. So obviously take it if you want to, if you're getting a hunting party in either the desert or the freezing cold, you can use it. Obviously some tricks, it's cheap AC, so breeding and spreading these around your base to keep any base from being too hot or too cold. It also helps crop rates and allows dinos with temperature constraints to be stored in any environment. So like a Magmasaur needs to have extreme heat, you can put it in a base near the extreme cold as long as you have a Dimetrodon as a cheap AC unit nearby. And obviously, second trick, keeping cool. Take with you on hunting parties to negate both hot and cold effects on all nearby tame dinos and yourselves, but remember that Dimetrodon is slow and needs its own transportation. So you can take it on hunting parties, but just be aware you probably want it to be carried by an Argentavis or another dino like a Brontosaurus to put on like a platform saddle or something. Just something, because you know that this thing is very slow and needs its own sort of fast transportation, just like yourself. So some additional potential add-ons for Ark Survival, obviously a defensive sail similar to the Spino and Stego, plates and sail. The Dimetrodon sail protects the rider from projectile attacks, just like the Stego and Spino sail does. And also whistle commands. I think there should be customizable whistle commands to change the temperature controls of Dimetrodon from a distance. So let's say you're in a base, but you don't want to run all the way downstairs to change it from hot to cold. You should be able to whistle it to, whistle hot or cold for the Dimetrodon. I feel like that should be a thing that's added to the whistle wheel. And of course, I think these things should be made faster, make it move faster, because there's no reason for it to move that slowly. It moves basically like almost the same amount of speed as a freaking dodo, and dodos are slow. So like this thing should at least move as fast as like a Moschops or something. Like obviously I don't want it to freaking run around at the speed of sound like a freaking galley does, but like maybe make it like as fast as a Moschops or even a freaking Sarco. Like make it as fast as like a Sarco or something, because god, it doesn't need to be that slow. So of course the Ark Survival versus the Jurassic World one, honestly I like the Ark one better because its head shape is a little bit better. I mean, this looks like an actual mean fighting machine dino, and this one kind of looks a little derpy, kind of makes it look kind of like a iguanodon hybrid of a Dimetrodon. But of course, as I know, the Jurassic World does have hybrids, so maybe that's what they're going for. I don't know. I just think that this head shape looks a little bit better. And for the Dino World one, obviously we've made the head shape look a bit more scarier than the Ark one, but that's just because we want ours to be a little bit more scary. We've buffed the stats a little bit compared to the Ark one. So looking at the Dimetrodon from Dino World, obviously there's the normal Dimetrodon, which is the wild and tame one, the one that you can find in the wild and tame it. And of course there's a mutated Dimetrodon that is the product of 2 tame Dimetrodon plus a gene computer to make it genetically mutated. So of course it's animal, so kingdom Animalia, and it's a reptile, so group reptilian. Its class is sailed lizard because it has a sail on its back, and its family is the Suchus, so it joins the Spinosaurus, Suchomimus, and Dinosuchus family. So its stats compared to Ark Survival, a little bit buffed, so its health is buffed to 400 instead of 350, oxygen is buffed way up to 750 instead of 500, its weight is buffed to 300 instead of 250, its speed is almost doubled to 2 meters per second instead of 1.1, so it pretty much moves the speed of like a Sarco does, and swimming speed is increased from 2.5 to 3 meters per second, so it swims similar to a Baryonyx, and torpor has it changed to 750, and it does not have a fortitude, so it can be moved by anything with a fortitude of 1 and beyond. So of course, additional traits for Dimetrodon, I'm still keeping the mobile AC and cooling radius thing. Anything in its radius gets cooled or heated if you're in a cold environment. And of course, it's still a mobile AC, still keeping those traits. But I'm adding the sail shield, prevents riders from projectiles. So it gives kind of like protection against the rider from arrows and projectiles being hit at the rider because of the sail on its back. And adding a ability called Radial Supremacy, which means that it'll have unlimited cooling and heating radius for all allied players and creatures with a 30-second cooldown. So everything, regardless of how far away it is, gets healed or gets cooled or heated, but it does have a 30-second cooldown. So of course, the last thing we're going to talk about is Dino World spawns on the main map of Europa. Blue, of course, for spawn rates is guaranteed. Green is very likely. Yellow is few to likely. Orange is rare. Red is very rare. And purple is dead. So you're mostly going to find these in the hotter environments. They're going to be biomes, and the biomes you can see on the coast. So the beaches of the desert, the coastal desert, very likely to find them. You're still likely to see a few, or likely to see them in the desert for the whole entire desert biome. And of course on the Badlands biome on the coasts, so the beaches of the Badlands, it will be rare to see them, but you can still rarely see them on the coastlands of the Badlands biome. Alright, so that's going to be the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like if you like, dislike if you don't, subscribe if you like it. Comment down below your thoughts on the video. I always like to have criticism, constructive and negative criticism. Have a blessed day as always. And of course, toodaloo!